It's okay.
Hi.
Today we are on a bus at 7:30 in the morning.
The sun is just rising. We are staying at a place called Queensferry, which is about half an hour away from Edinburgh.
And our plan for today is to go into the city, to Edinburgh, and explore it. But I think this is the earliest we've really stepped out. The sun rises even further later here than in London because we're really far up north. We've travelled almost 450 or 500 miles up north, which is quite a bit of distance.
Yeah.
But the weather is also much colder. It's almost 6 degrees right now. Anyway, we've got on the public bus. We tapped onto it with our Visa credit cards, and now we're sitting up top on the double decker on the top side, and we've got the best view. The bridge we were just walking on, and now we've come down to this village.
Even has a waterfall.
Come out to Dean's Village. It's our first stop this morning on our little trip around Edinburgh.
And we just came across a nice stone bridge with really old houses on both its sides.
The river that's flowing right here, that's actually called the Leith River. Leith is a part of Edinburgh. I think it's on the northern side of the city. And then there's this river that originates in Leith and flows down, so it has the same name. But this place is so beautiful. It's like a tiny village that's stuck in time.
Yeah.
There's a very beautiful crescent-shaped bridge, and
some of the houses even have clocks on its walls outside.
Payments accepted. Thanks for shopping at
And that right there is the Edinburgh Castle. Pretty big.
It's on top of a small hill. Well, it started raining. Good thing that we have our umbrellas. We still get to see Edinburgh in this weather.
Temperature has just been really crazy. It's around 6 degrees with the rain and the wind. It's becoming almost impossible to walk around here. My fingers have turned red in color, and it's actually the first time this is happening, so we don't even know if that's okay, it's normal, or it's not a very good thing.
Sometimes the fingers turn red and then it becomes numb after some time. It feels like it's swollen, but then it gets fine after some time.
This behind us is actually the Bank of Scotland. It's now a museum, but it was first built in 1695, so it's really old. The building's really cool. If it wasn't raining, I could show you more of it, but this is probably the best view we have right now.
There are a lot of people sitting on the bank right now. On the roof.
Who are they? Why are they there? We need to know. The front view of the Edinburgh Castle. It's pretty busy despite all this rain.
And Navneet felt it was the right time for a Mars bar. And look at this view.
So we just came up here to see the Edinburgh Castle from the very front side, and now we're walking down on the Royal Mile.
This Royal Mile starts from the castle and goes all the way down towards the city centre.
And at this top point on the mount, there's actually a very good view of the city on both sides. We got to see a bit of the Edinburgh skyline. And down below are all these shops, and somebody is actually even playing the bagpipes.
The Scottish bagpipes. The unique thing which I observed on this road is that all the buildings are really old and they're really tall also. It's not like flat. It goes up like 3 floors and 4 floors.
Definitely very pointy and very
Yeah.
Gothic in design.
Now we have made it to Victoria Street and look at all these buildings behind us. They're all in different colors and in 2 stories, but above these buildings there's old buildings. They're all brown and they have stone walls. There.
This is actually right behind the Edinburgh Castle, and this street has a lot of small shops, including this one, which is again Harry Potter themed.
There are
There's-
2 actually. There's one on the other side as well.
And that one seems to have a cube. Look at that. Speaking of castles, we just learned that Scotland is home to the highest number of castles. It's a country
Really?
with one of the highest concentration of castles across its land, which is really impressive because Scotland isn't a very tiny country. It's actually pretty far and wide. And I imagine if we go driving across, probably the north and west of the country, we'd see even more than what we've been seeing here. After walking around Edinburgh for the last 5 hours, we were super hungry. So we just went looking around for haggis. Everybody told us it's something we must eat while in Scotland. Unfortunately, we couldn't find something that was vegetarian. We did learn that it is possible to get haggis in the vegetarian option as well, but we couldn't find it in an affordable price range. So we just came to Subway to get a sub. This one's a super saver sub. It's about £3.40.
Yeah. Look who we found! It's Livingstone!
While traveling in Africa, we learned about how a Scottish explorer had come all the way down south to discover, from the western perspective, the southern part of Africa. So, Rhodesia, that was Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and other parts of that area were discovered from a European perspective by this man. So, he explored a lot of that area, and now we are exploring his home. So that is Livingstone, and right behind him, the big one, is actually called the Scott Monument. What we understood is that it's a monument that's built for an author, a Scottish author, and it's the largest of its kind in the world. There's apparently 287 steps that we could climb all the way to the tippy top, but then there's a fee, and in classic Now and fashion, we're going to see it from the outside and then proceed to the next spot.
Also, in other news, our camera has fogged up really bad because of the rain, so now we're filming on the phone.
Sorry about that.
We are now climbing up Calton Hill. We were recommended the spot to come at sunset time because the View of the city looks nice from here.
I just learned that this rock, this hill, and Arthur's Seat that continues that way, the most iconic parts of Edinburgh, Scotland, is almost 340 million years old. It's all lava that's solidified here from an ancient eruption. We can see Arthur's Seat from there, and then we can go up to see the city from there.
What we found! Pride Rock! That's actually Arthur's Seat.
I thought you would call it Table Mountain.
Yeah, actually it looks like Table Mountain also.
So that right there, Arthur's Seat, like I said before, 340 million years old, formed because of a volcanic eruption. But I just learned that it's also the very seat of the volcano itself. That's where it used to be. And we were wondering how it got this name, Arthur's Seat. It's actually because there was King Arthur who ruled this part of the world then. But they also say it's because of certain words from Scottish Gaelic, which is a language here. Words from there meaning height of the arrows, because it was so tall. That was also used as a basis to name this Arthur's Seat. Nobody really knows what the real story is. But the cool part is, on this side of Arthur's Seat, it's Edinburgh City. And on this side of Arthur's Seat, it's the suburbs of Edinburgh leading up to the sea.
What is that?
So we finally made it up to Calton Hill.
This was a pretty short hike. We took like 5 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, it's a very easy walk up. But down there is the city centre of Edinburgh. And on this side is Arthur's Seat again. And on that side behind us, we'll just walk up there. That's the ocean side. So we'll go see the North Sea for the first official time. I mean, we did see it while driving, but from up here, it's a whole other view. See that bridge there? That's where we are staying with our host. The rain has begun, my chubby friend.
I'm looking more. Okay. What's up?
Nobody is here.
Alright. Okay, let's go. The Bank of Scotland, it was first established in, what is that, 1605? Is that 1605 or 1695? But it was first built in, 1965.
it was
1695.
but the bigger monument behind him is actually called
The Scott
Scots.
Monument. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. And right behind him, the big one, is actually called the Scott Monument. You can explain what it is.
I don't know.
Me neither. Are you coming? What?
I like my dress.
Everybody, This was our friend Krupa's knee-length dress that she gave to Shish. Clearly, it's gone well past the knees, down to her shoes. That should give you an idea of how tall Shish is compared to general humans.
General human.
Like ordinary humans, like the general class of humans.
Thanks, Krupa, for the dress. Subscribe.